Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking Steven, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Welcome back to the channel where last time we were here, we built our campus area. We also did a live stream recently where we expanded in Prattsburgh a little bit and we built a second kind of like mini campus area. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. I really enjoy live streams and I really enjoy our campus build as well. In today's episode, we are going to be continuing out where the main campus is, but we're going to be building the main park area, that big park we were talking about last episode. But we're going to start off that park build by building a road, a major road with a bridge connecting to the other side. We'll take a look at what it is and where it is and why I'm building that as a priority. But yeah, so we'll start with the bridge kind of and all the roads through the park area, and then we'll kind of detail up the park itself by getting some transit in to the area and whatnot. But let's take a look and let's talk about what we're going to be doing in today's episode. So here we are in the city at the Northminster campus area. That's what it is. That's the city's name. I forgot the city's name for a second. But yeah, beautiful campus. I like it. I like all the tall modern buildings in between as well. It really shows the demand for height in this area. This city is themed off of Vancouver in British Columbia, and that is a very common theme. As we can see, we have some taller buildings over here, but we still need to definitely expand out this way. But we're going to be building out in this little corner here with this area that is destined to be a park, a major park, kind of similar to what Stanley Park is in Vancouver. So in a moment, we'll hop into Google Maps and we'll talk about why we're going to be doing some things that we're going to be doing. But basically, we're going to take this road here, which actually connects up to our highway, and we'll be bridging the gap right here, and then we'll get some connections in and around the area, particularly a connection into Prattsburgh. So that is going to be kind of the start of the episode. And why are we doing that first? Well, we need to run the roads through this park because in Stanley Park, there is a major road running through the middle of the park that turns into Lionsgate Bridge, which is the major bridge in the bay in Vancouver. So we'll do that, and then we'll establish a bit of a transit hub right in the middle here, where we'll have like a pavilion and stuff like that. Very cool. We'll have our tram and our metro connecting into that area, and then we'll just detail up the park itself. Tons of walking paths. I think that is kind of the goal for this area. So let's hop into Google Maps and look at all the themes that we'll be playing with our version of Stanley Park. Welcome back to Google Earth. Last time we were in Vancouver looking at the city on Google Earth, we were looking at the University Endowment Lands and Stanley Park. We're going to be looking deeper into Stanley Park today because it is one heck of a park. It's huge and it's right beside the downtown core. So if we just go into 3D mode, we can kind of see that there's the beautiful downtown core of Vancouver with False Creek right here, picturesque, and then huge Stanley Park. Look how massive it is compared to the downtown core of the city. And this is what we're going to be kind of trying to simulate a little bit in Oracle Valley. The dense forest of Stanley Park, tons of trails, interesting lookout points, some built up areas. That's kind of the vibe, including a massive bridge running through the middle of it, connecting up with North Vancouver. So it's a beautiful park, and what makes it so nice is that it's just such an oasis of nature right in the middle of the city, right? Like the downtown core is right there, and that's kind of something that we're going to be replicating in a way. But let's take a closer look at Stanley Park and how we can kind of take some inspiration from it. So one of the key features of Stanley Park is that it has a seawall that runs all the way along the side of it. Now, we're not going to get to that in today's episode because the park that we're going to be building in Oracle Valley is quite elevated off the water. It's not so low to the ground, but we might add this into the future. But, you know, just dense forest, huge trees, hiking trails in and around everything. People in Vancouver love to walk through Stanley Park, run through Stanley Park. It's beautiful. There's some picnic areas. There is lookout points and stuff like that. Like, my goodness, let's see. Look at that view. Holy cow. And this is Lionsgate Bridge, and we're going to be kind of replicating that as well. But yeah, beautiful views from here. The downtown core is right there. But what makes this area so unique is that there's also not only just a major road running through it, but there is some built up areas. So let's take a look at some of these built up areas. We have the Japanese Canadian War Memorial. There's some playgrounds. This is the aquarium for Vancouver right there. And we have a couple, this is the RCMP right here. Some beautiful gardens and whatnot, marinas, memorials. So this is kind of something that I'm thinking that we can kind of replicate, having like one kind of area of density, but there's also like a couple like little restaurants and stuff like that. If we hop into here, there is a park right along here. Then there's this restaurant, for example. I've never been, I'm not promoting it, I just saw it pretty cool. I saw it look pretty cool. But if we go up this road a little bit, we can kind of see like, look how dense the forest is. But yet there's like these little oases of nature, of open grass kind of thing. But the transit through here in Stanley Park in Vancouver is just bus. But we're going to be doing something a bit more dedicated with the tram. And we're going to be getting a metro, for example, through here. But look at this. Beautiful, beautiful park. And this is just the main road. We haven't even gotten to the trails yet. But the trails are, beautiful, running through the big trees and whatnot. But that's kind of the vibes we're going to go for in today's episode. So I'll see you back in Oracle Valley. All right, yeah, so we saw that the road runs through the park, turns into a bridge, and we saw that there's like a couple pavilion areas where there's like restaurants, tons of parking. There's even like an RCMP building, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have like one centralized built up area, maybe a few minor locations scattered about. But let's start off with the road. So right here we have our major road running through, and we need to upgrade the lanes through here. This is a 4-unit road, 4-lane road, going into a 2-unit road, 2-lane road. We should make this a 2-unit 4-lane road. Yes, that's the thing. So let's do that. We need, I was on it already. We need this road to kind of continue through the school here. All right, so we've upgraded the road now. We have 4 lanes running all the way through here. And that's going to be really important because we are then going to go back to a 4-unit road running through the park. Well, it kind of gets, shrunk a little bit. That's okay. You definitely see that in tons of cities where, there's historical buildings and stuff like that. But also, this road has a really strong chance of becoming a major avenue for trucking. So what I'm thinking of doing is creating a bit of a bypass. We'll kind of create like a bit of an intersection or an interchange right here off of the road. And then that one can run all the way through into the major port area that we'll be building. And then hopefully we can build a bypass off of that so that we can keep the campus as a quieter trafficked area. So that all the trucks at least won't go through it. Cars, I don't mind so much if they drive through the campus area. It is a major road after all. So we're going to be taking a 4-unit road, we're going to be bringing it out this way, and then right at about here, we're going to start elevating it, because we need to get really tall so that we can get over top of these cruise ships. So we will bring it up and over, and then once we get to the side, we'll talk about how we're going to connect it up with this area here, and if we're going to connect it up with the out of bounds. All right, so we have the road in place running right through here. Pretty cool. I like the distance it has around the park area. I like the curve on it. But we're going to be using this bridge here from the workshop, mainly because I really like the way it looks in comparison to what a Lionsgate Bridge looks like when we were talking about it on Google Maps. So I want to get it about at a good distance so that it has a pretty much equidistant distance between the pillar and the shore on both sides. So I think this is about as good as we can get. So yeah, I think I'm gonna click this in. Let's see where these cruise ships go. Yeah, okay, that one's good. Pretty much right in the middle. All right. Let's see if we can get another one coming from the other side. All right, yeah, we're pretty good if we just click this in. So you might be wondering, well, Steven, those boats are going through it. Well, good thing we paused right there, right at the highest point of the cruise ship. We're going to click this in, and then we are going to grab all the nodes. Whoops, let's go into move it here. Just nodes, please. Select all of these ones. Set them to the same height to start off with, and then we're just going to elevate it so that we can see how much space we need, because this is going to be quite the tall bridge. So technically there's clearance there. Let's go a little bit taller, just like that. All right, yeah, that is quite a elevated bridge, isn't it? So let's connect this piece up now. No, I think we're just going to go straight right into the shoreline here, just to about here-ish, maybe. Let's click home. Yeah, right about 16 units in. That's pretty good. And then we'll set that to the same height as this. All right, very cool. Very cool indeed. Is there 2 nodes in here? There is 2 nodes. Okay, so let's grab both of them, set them to the same height as the bridge. Very good. Looks like we're missing a pillar here. So let's try and fix that. All right, look at that. That's awesome. I love the kind of viaduct look to it. That's really cool. Then we can get some like cool walking paths underneath it and whatnot. But yeah, look at that. The boats clear it pretty good. Let's get this one underneath it so we can see on this side. Yeah, we clear. It's fine. So yeah, there we go. We have our own version of Lionsgate Bridge. Very cool. It's going to definitely add to the shoreline. Oh, I see that we're going to run out of some death care issues. So let's pause the game here and let's sort that out. Now we need to talk about the connection into Prattsburg. So, funny enough, I never do this, but I recorded an episode and I got about halfway through, recorded this episode, got about halfway through, realized this ain't working. Let's restart. So, as you can see on screen here, it ain't working. We did a huge switchback, didn't really work out. It looks cool, but let's be real, a tunnel is a lot more simple of a solution than like a 15 tiered switchback. So let's build a tunnel. It's an important enough piece of infrastructure that I could definitely see the city, the province, the federal government all contributing. So we're going to get this connection in. It's going to connect up right up into Prattsburg. Then we'll have basically a full loop around here. Now, I'm actually debating whether or not we're actually going to connect directly into Webster or we're going to connect up into this interchange right here. So then we have like a interchange connecting right up to the highway. We can then kind of connect right up through here or something like that. And then we'll have the Webster Canal Bridge kind of connect in as like a secondary piece. And I think that's probably the most realistic version because I don't want heavy traffic coming right in through the Webster Canal right into a residential area in Prattsburg. So yeah. I think that's the plan. Now that we're across the river here, let's talk about getting this over to some sort of platform where we can have the junction. All right, so at about this point here, I think we're going to get a junction. It's going to swing up the hill a little bit, and then we'll go tunnel mode, and we'll tunnel underneath this main part of the mountain. So from about here to here, we'll tunnel. Pretty long tunnel. Pretty long. But I think it'll be good in the end. Now, the reason why I didn't want to bring this one directly into a connection here is because I think that this would be in real life, I think the highway that would connect up into here would probably go in this direction here. The tunnel's a newer thing. So that's what I'm thinking is the case, which is why we're going to have this kind of come into it at a junction rather than this road here being the tunnel. Though that would make a little bit more sense now, but I don't think it would make sense in a historical sense for the region. But yeah, I mean, we could easily just tunnel it in. Then that's a pretty straight connection though. Yeah, okay, let's do it. let's do it. Let's just make this a straight connection here. So, yeah, instead of bringing this highway all the way around, we'll get this one to meet up with this one, and then we'll have the main bridge line connect up as a tunnel. I think that makes a bit more sense for the style that we're going for right now, and the situation in the city. All right, so this is where we're going to start tunneling. We're getting into quite the cliff face here, so yeah, we're going to tunnel. And then the reason why I was focusing on that terrain work is because if we're going to get the national highway that connects out of bounds all the way on the other side of the map, and let's say we get a connection right here, let's make it a 90-degree angle. I think we can get like a bit of a little park area out this way, because there's a couple features out this way. We could get like some hiking out in this direction, so that's what I kind of wanted to do. Let's see, it probably won't be too busy, so I think we could probably get away with a rural road connection right here, and then same thing, we'll just get a 90-degree connection through here. Then we could get like some sort of parking out this way, and we could have some hikes out to this feature over here, and then this feature up in here. I think that would be cool. Plus, there's all these beaches over here that we haven't used, but my goodness, getting a road through here would be treacherous. So I think we could make it like a huge hiking area. And then this thing over here, I don't know what to do with it yet, but we'll see. Maybe it's like some old colonial fort. So where are we going to emerge out of? So let's see, I want to connect this into a road that is going to bypass the area so that it's not like a direct connection, because I want that direct connection to actually be right here. So there's trees in the road. We have this area through here. Let's see, we actually have a gate over here. I'm actually going to take this out. I don't think this is going to work out in this zone anymore. This is a security gate because this is the oil area, but we have a security gate on this side. I think maybe we have the security gate on both sides, and then we can run the oil for the area kind of just off of this side. So let's redo this really quickly. All right, so we're going to be tunneling right from here. I'm thinking we're going to keep it pretty straight, but maybe we can emerge kind of right about here. So if we can swing this out a little bit more. Okay, so let's follow the terrain line a little bit, but let's climb slightly. And then how about we follow this terrain line for a quick second. And then right about here, we'll start climbing a bit sharper. And then maybe we go into a tunnel right about there. Very cool. Look at that. It's like flat going into it, right? And that is the point. So this node here that was a little bit bumpy, there's a few things we can switch up on it. So let's just clean it up. We'll slope the node. Then we'll go into TMPE. We'll take off the crossbox. Oh, looks like it did it automatically. Fantastic. Let's go to the other side here and do the same thing. All right, look at that. Fantastic. I love this. This is great. Let's up the speed limit on this road, though, because it's like 50 or something like that, 50 kilometers per hour on this main road. It is 60. Let's pump it up to 80 through the tunnel, and then we'll slow it back down to 60 through the bridge. But let's go over here. Did it connect all the way? Yes. Fantastic. And then 40 through here. Yep, because that is a... what the heck? Look at this tearing. Wow. All right, fantastic. Look at this. We're already seeing cars use it, and that's because it's one heck of a good connection. Because we have these cars running through here. We'll have the bus just stop out this way. I don't think we're going to get the bus across here, but that is just for a future expansion of this area, which I was thinking about doing this episode, but I felt like getting the park and the tunnel in here was pretty cool. So once the cars emerge out of here, they'll be able to connect in via the bridge, just like this truck did. So hopefully we should be seeing a lot of traffic flow through here, but I do know that as soon as we connect this up to out of bounds, it's going to get pretty hairy. So I'm just going to, for today's episode, not connect it up, but we'll still draw it out just until we get the port connected. Once we get the port connected, I will connect this out to the out of bounds. All right, awesome. So we are seeing some traffic flow through the tunnel now, which is great news. So I'm really, really enjoying that. All right, so this intersection here should get cleaned up a little bit. Look at this infrastructure. This is awesome. Really, really enjoying this. All right, so we are going to need to figure out a way to get traffic to flow from this bridge to the port, because if we decide to connect this out of bounds, or we just have a ton of traffic flowing from Prattsburgh that wants to use a port, like having it turn through the campus area, not the best idea. Having it, I'm planning on putting a roundabout in here. Having it turn left from the roundabout, not the best idea. So I'm thinking we can get some sort of cool kind of mini interchange out this way. And we'll kind of make it like a little bit of a trumpet. Just like a quick little trumpet right through here. It'll flow into the port. So I'm going to do that. And let's clear out the trees first and whatnot, and then I will let you know, or I'll talk to you in a second. All right, so I think this is a good solution here. So we have a big kind of swooping curve because this is going to be for trucks. So we got to make sure that we, you know, make it so that trucks with large trailers can make these curves and stuff. So the one kind of odd thing is this. So I figured if trucks are coming in through this way, they can, you know, turn left through here like that on this kind of 2-lane kind of road here. We have a light on it. I think it's going to be fine because this isn't supposed to be a highway. This is technically a road still. But I was thinking, like, if we're going to get like a road coming from here that swoops up and curves, that is quite the elevation to get to about here. And yeah, it just seems like it was a bit too much. So I figured this was a good solution. We could leave it, or sorry, we could change it in the future. Doesn't hurt, but we'll see how it works out with everything. But forgot to do this. Not like it's super important, but yeah, we also got to make sure that we have TMPE here so that we know that there is no issues with that. And then same thing here. We want to make sure that, whoops, nope, that didn't work out that time. We got to make sure that this is the only lane that goes off, because I'd rather that there not be cars going crazy everywhere from many different lanes and whatnot. So yeah, same thing here, just to make sure. But yeah, pretty simple little interchange here. And yeah, we don't even really need a third lane on this side because we have a light, so it works out anyways. But the dense forest is something that I'm really looking forward to. And we have that connection into the port. We have lots of roads connecting up this way, so we got to plan out what's going on with that soon. But now I think we're at the point where we can talk about the park, the actual park itself. Because that was a lot of infrastructure, but it was really important, as we saw with how important it is in Stanley Park. So let's kind of think about what we're going to be doing, because we have 2 transit modes that are going to converge here. Oh, wrong button. There we go. We have trams from Campus Station that we promised we're going to get a cool kind of area out this way. Then we also have a metro that's going to connect out this way. So we're going to converge those 2 in one centralized location where we're going to have like a pavilion or something like that. And then we will kind of see where we're going to go from there. So I'm thinking like a hotel would be cool. Kind of like, you know, in the essence of like a wedding venue, but I also like the nature museum. I think that one is pretty cool. Maybe a few other smaller buildings out that way. But let's kind of think about what we're going to be doing. So I think I want to get a roundabout right here. That way traffic slows through this area, but also we can have like smooth traffic flowing into the park. But I want to get from the roundabout, I think we're going to get a road that goes from the roundabout down into here. So that is going to solve the problem of where do you go if you're on this road and you want to go this way? Well, you would have gotten off earlier into the roundabout. So now, I mean, technically they can still kind of go right and they can go left, but it's just going to add like that extra piece of transit, I guess. Yes, we'll have a road connection into here. Maybe we can divert a little bit so that's a bit longer, because from the highway here we can go left by kind of going like this. We can go right by doing the same thing. So I think mainly it's to help the traffic out that way. Maybe the trucks have to use the interchange or something like that, but yeah, I think this is a good solution. And then if you're coming from this side, you can go this way, you can go straight, and there's no right, so that is good. And then from this way we can go, yeah, we can't really get on to down here. We can't get on from here. We can't really get to this road. So that's why we need that road connection into here so that we can get it from this side. So it could be like a one-way road, but might as well just make it a 2-way road at that point, right? Yeah, so I'm thinking roundabout right about here. Then we'll get the other road coming out this way. We'll get it to connect up over into here. And then we'll connect it up into these 2 road pieces here. One of them is going to be a tram and pedestrian. One of them is going to be an actual road. And then we'll kind of converge it in the middle here, where we'll have the metro as well kind of connect up with the hotel and whatnot. All right, so let's get on that. Let's start with the roundabout. All right, look at this. It's coming together pretty good. I really like the roundabout too. That's really awesome. It's about the same size as the circle, so I think it leads to some pretty cool views. So what is next? Well, we got to talk about the transit. So we got the road in through here. It's a very slow road, right? It's 40 miles or 40 kilometers per hour. So that way, you know, we're making sure that this isn't like a direct traffic route, but it is an alternative scenic path or something. But we need to get the tram in from here. We'll just continue this on a tram pedestrian road as we promised, and then maybe we can kind of bring it kind of parallel for a little bit, and then we'll just swoop it out into its own kind of thing over here. I think that'd be cool. Maybe we can connect it up with this pedestrian path too. That would be nice, and then we can kind of look at maybe getting the hotels and stuff out that way. That would be really neat. So let's start with that. Maybe let's clear the trees out of here. All right, so here we go. We have our trams, we have our metro running out this way. Maybe we'll get a bus too at some point, kind of connecting up one of these areas together. But yeah, I think this is really efficient use of the space. So let's hop out of here and take a look at the transit really quickly. So we have the red line. It goes from the hospital all the way over here, kind of going straight through the city, comes up to have a connection up with the Northminster University station here. And then it comes out to the park. Now, the park has that connection here where we have two trams, and those two trams either go through the city or through the waterfront. So I think the waterfront one is definitely very touristy, and maybe that's kind of its main focus, but we don't need to bring the transit any further unless for some reason we really see that we need to bring the red line across or something like that. But I really doubt that. I think this is the end of the red line in the park. So we need to create a bit of like a pavilion area where there's like restaurants and stuff like that. And I was thinking, like I mentioned, that the Nature Reserve Museum and one of the hotels looks really, really good out this way. So the Nature Reserve Museum, newer asset, but I think that this kind of building is what I'm thinking of. So it's very much like park-esque, right? So we're going to be covering this area in trees like this. So like this whole thing is blank right now, but this whole thing is going to be trees. Kind of like that, right? So you can kind of get the vibe of it. We'll have some walking trails through the area where you can get, walk your dog and stuff like that. So let's clear those trees out again. I just realized I don't want to build over top of them, but yet I just placed a bunch. Now I was really debating about this road here. Now I decided to make it a bike road because there's not really a good bike connection in. We could have made it like a part of a path and whatnot, but I was thinking like how should we play out the pavilion area, right? And I was thinking, like, what if I just get a connection in from this road into here, and then, the whole focus is you walk to it, you take the transit. But then I was like, okay, well, we'll have it like a dead end here with parking. But then, like, we're going to have to get a connection here anyways. So might as well just be a road, and it's a bike road at that. So I think it's fine. Anyways, so I'm thinking with this one here, we get this one off of one of these roads here. Like the pedestrian road. Now we might need to draw a pedestrian area into here if we need to, but that's okay if we do. We have that option available to us. So yeah, let's bring this one maybe out into here. I don't like how it's not connecting up, but that's okay. I think we can select that tile. And yeah, that's really nice. So we have like a big nature museum out this way, but we need like a wedding venue kind of area, like a spot that has like a nice restaurant, stuff like that. So these hotels are great for that, right? So we have this one here, the Mountain Lodge. And I was thinking that these buildings look great kind of together too. And it obviously has parking, so look at that. We have the parking available for us. So actually, I'm going to pull this one back a little bit more. I like kind of where it is, but maybe a bit more kind of out over to here. Yeah, very nice. This kind of looks like the wedding venue aspect to it, right? And then, oh, there's dumpsters on this side. Okay. How would the garbage truck get there? Maybe around this whole aspect to it, or maybe we figure out a way on this side. No, I mean, that's a pretty awkward spot for dumpsters. So maybe we can try and connect this up a little bit. All right, so the Mountain Lodge here. We're definitely good on the nature and stuff like that, but I don't think this is going to be a 5-star hotel. Though in real life, I bet it definitely would be. Like, this is a cool building. But what other buildings can we add in? Let's take a quick little peruse around. Potentially in like the seaside resorts or something like that too. That would be cool. I don't think any of the other hotels are going to really work. Maybe like the castle. Like, that'd be a really cool build in the future. For a little bit of an idea for you. Ooh, the Old Inn is a good one too. I think the Old Inn would work if... Oh, this is a good building. But maybe at one point this was someone's land or something like that, and they preserved the old house. That's what I was kind of going for with maybe some of the seaside resorts, but this one is a good idea. It doesn't need a lot of shopping either, so I think this could easily be a hotel that we could get kind of in this zone. Oh, that actually looks pretty good right there, doesn't it? Oh, there's parking on it. Okay. Let's rotate it again. And yeah, maybe we'll call this some fancy name or something like that, and this will be like a really good restaurant or something out in this area. Okay, so we'll plop this down right there, pull it back a little bit more so we get a bit more space between the parking lot and the parking spaces. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, this is cool. Okay, so a couple little wedding spots or something like that. I think we could add some detail into this area to fill that in, but let's take a little look around and see what else we can add in. All right, so I think we have the main kind of plaza down here. We have a couple older buildings out this way, a couple cool spots, and I think it's time for us to detail this up. So we have one of the unique plazas, which is drawing a lot of attention out this way. Lots of people are coming out this way too. We have a couple of hotels. I'm thinking we might add a few little shops in here or there just to kind of add a bit of commercial space, because I think both of these hotels need a bit of commercial space. Yeah, but I don't think we're going to add any offices or anything like that, but just like a touch of commercial, we'll add that in. I think the last really big important thing before we get into detailing it up is talking about all the paths we're going to do and the parking. So I'm thinking like this is just going to be very open. Like, I'm not going to try and gate this or anything like that. So leveling it up, I don't know. Well, what's the land value of it like? Because if we try and level it up just a little bit at least, maybe we might raise the land value. Blue, okay, it's right in the middle. Tons of green around it though. So yeah, maybe we just try and add in like one park gate just to kind of help try and level it up a slight little bit. But other than that, we're just gonna kind of run a few things, a couple points of interest as well. But parking is kind of a big thing, right? So I'm thinking what we do is we grab one of these nodes right here. So there's a node right there. Let's grab this one. We'll swing it out a little bit so that it's right there. And then we'll go into node controller and we'll just make this a custom node. Let's lower the size a little bit there. Just to about there. That's good. Actually, let's just make it just one big crosswalk. Just like that. Perfect. So, the reason why we needed to do that is because now we can get a parking lot like right in here. And then that's where you kind of turn in or something like that. All right, so I think we got some commercial in here now. Well, just really like the cafe here, but a ton of parking out this way too. But definitely it is encouraged that you'll be taking transit here, but this is probably for more out of town people. But let's see, yeah, that cafe didn't count as commercial. That's okay. I think this one's making money. Okay, is this one making money? No, it's very much losing money. So let's lower the price a little bit here. Holy cow, hopefully that boosts the attractiveness of it, but I can't really get much more commercial down here because, yeah. But we also have this kind of area over here. I was thinking that this could be like an educational park for kids or something like that. Pretty cool. I like the redwoods. It kind of fits in this area too. But what else is there to do? Well, we have everything in here. I put this parking over on this side to kind of be like the hotel parking or something like that, or staff parking. It's gated. But yeah, we need to create a bit of a couple little wedding venues over here and here. And then the paths. So what do we need for all that? Well, we'll do it in a detailing time lapse, but just like, you know, pay attention to the gazebos. I think the gazebos are pretty good for kind of like a wedding venue type-esque thing. Like a flex space at least, a flex event kind of space. But then from that point on, beyond this, there's just going to be paths, really. So anyways, I'll talk to you in a second as we build in the detailing time lapse. right, here we go. We have the park. What a build. This was a ton of fun. I really like how this looks from a distance. The packed in trees really makes it seem like it is Stanley Park. But the only thing missing is that seawall that we mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And that is because it's pretty high cliff. So I'm thinking what we do is we stop the seawall right about here, and we will connect it up then. But I like how we have this little kind of park in the middle here. That's really cool. Tons of paths kind of going in and about. And we have a bit of a little kind of observation area over here with an old lighthouse and whatnot, maybe some old ruins from the colonial age. But then we have the kind of like the pavilion area in the middle here. We have some wedding venues, a couple of hotels, metro stop, tram stop, a couple eateries, and a dog park too, which is a ton of fun. So I think there's a few other things that I need to touch up. But this is where we're going to leave it today. If you think that there should have been something that should have been added in today's episode, let me know, because we also even added in a bridge that connects up all the way to here. What a build. This was a lot today, but look at that. We filled out this major park area. We set ourselves up for a couple more episodes with the port and then the seawall connection here, plus the traffic flowing through the tunnel here, which seems like people are using it. So that is good. All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, folks. Let's get a cool camera shot of the bridge and the park here. Yeah, right about here. Hope you have a wonderful day, folks. Talk to you soon. Peace out.